Harvey opened his eyes. He had no idea where he was. The last thing he remembered was kissing his cute Asian boyfriend. What was it? There were some blurry memories of the football game. He remembered seeing his dad, sister, EMTs. Did Harvey get hurt during the football game? And Jordan in the distance, his face lit under a street lamp. He looked so scared. Harvey was in a hospital room. The simple act of looking around the room felt heavy. It would remind him later of the sensation of wading through very deep water. He was hooked up to several machines with a heart rate monitor beeping consistently in the background. There was a vase of flowers with a card signed by Harvey's sister, Cheryl, and her husband. They were the same flowers that Harvey's mom grew in her garden. Harvey didn't see anything from his dad. But the thing that what happened? Ooh, you know what probably happened? Ooh. Jordan probably outed him somehow while he was in the hospital, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But the thing that caught Harvey's eye the most was the man who was asleep on the couch next to his bed. Yeah, he outed him. Jordan was curled up on the couch, snoring softly. There was a book from his literature class balanced precariously on his knee. Harvey spoke softly. Big Blue Hospital? Well, yep, of course he went to the Big Blue Hospital. We all go to the Big Blue Hospital when we get hurt. It's the Big Blue Hospital. Jordan stirred on the couch. His book fell off of his knee to the floor with a thud that caused Jordan to jolt awake. What is going on with Jordan's chin? It is glowing. It has a neon orange outline. Honey? Are you some kind of, I don't even know. Jordan's eyes met Harvey's and there was an instant strong connection between the two of them. Are you an android? What's going on, hun? I think that's just really weird lighting. I guess his pale skin is just glowing in the moonlight or something. I don't know. Harvey, you're awake. Jordan wiped the sleep from his eyes. Oh my god, you're actually awake this time. Jordan couldn't hold back a desperate smile. How long have you been awake? Not long, just a few minutes, I think. Well, I didn't miss much then. The two shared a smile. That contour and highlight? What happened to me, do you know? You got hurt pretty badly during the game. I didn't see what happened exactly, but I was pulling up in the parking lot right when you were getting taken away in an ambulance. They told me you had a concussion. You were in a coma for a while. They did surgery on your knee. How long was I out? You've been here for about a month and a half. But you've been in and out of consciousness for the last week. A month and a half? Jordan nodded. A month and a half. Wow. That's a long time. Harvey looked at the flowers next to him. So, my sister came by. Did anyone else? Your roommates did. Wait, your roommates? How old is he? I thought he was in high school. Maybe he's in university. Your roommates did. They brought you pizza and then ate it immediately because you couldn't. Ooh, he had big teeth. He had big old chompers. Did you see that when Harvey laughed? Harvey chuckled. The football team did too. The person who's in charge of the football team, why can't I remember what he's called? Jordan looked down and started mumbling to himself. He spoke quickly, like he was trying to narrow down the word he couldn't remember. The coach? Jordan's eyes shot back up to Harvey and he smiled. Yes, that's the word, thank you. That's who I was thinking of. He wanted you to know that they won the game. Though, he said the playoffs didn't go well. Harvey stayed silent for a few seconds while he thought about everyone who bothered to drop by. Harvey wasn't sure if he wanted to ask the question that was on his mind. He wasn't sure if he wanted to know the answer to it. I know. Jordan leaned over to pick up the book from the floor. He avoided Harvey's eye contact for a few seconds. Your dad came by once. I told him we're fucking. Sorry. It was right after the ambulance brought you here. He didn't see you though. He got into an argument with some of the hospital staff and he hasn't come back since. Okay, he's not outed. Oh. Jordan leaned forward in his seat. He spoke up urgently. Your sister did mention that she was going to try to bring him in today. Jordan leaned back in his seat and his voice got softer. But I don't know if that's going to happen. She's been trying to get him to come for weeks. It's been weeks? Harvey looked at his boyfriend and couldn't help but feel a little guilty for leaving him alone with Harvey's family drama. Hey, it's okay. I'm sorry. I just wish I could do something to convince him to come to see you. But I don't know what to do when we've never officially met. Harvey thought about his dad. I mean, yeah, they probably lost the game. And maybe Harvey's dad is angry because of that. I don't know. He thought about his mom dying with only Harvey and his sister at her side. Harvey looked at the flowers by his bedside. He took a deep breath. Jordan, it's fine. You didn't need to convince him. It's not your responsibility. If he wanted to be here, he would have come by. Jordan gave Harvey a slight smile. So, how are you feeling? Harvey thought about it. There was a dull pain around his knee. Harvey also felt weak, and to his own surprise, tired. Where's our hospital bed sex? Get on there, Jordan. Come on. I'm fine. A little tired, I guess. Should I be tired? Didn't I get enough sleep? Harvey studied Jordan closer. He looked like he hadn't shaved and there were bags under his eyes. What about you? Please tell me you haven't been sleeping on that couch for the last month. Jordan laughed. Not the entire month. Just as much as I can get away with. Jordan, you really should get more sleep. It's not like I'm going anywhere. I know. Jordan's voice broke, and he tried to hide it with a cough. No matter what I did, I couldn't fall asleep in my apartment. Jordan noticed tears starting to well up, but he wiped his eyes quickly with his sleeve. He spoke quietly to himself. Hospital bed sex? Kuro, why you acting all shook? Like, just imagine, like, how long his balls, like, have gone without being emptied. Harvey's. Like, imagine, like, how thick and concentrated the semen must be right now. It needs to come out. Jordan noticed tears starting to well up, but he wiped his eyes quickly with his sleeve. He spoke quietly to himself. Damn it, I said I wasn't going to do this. Harvey lifted an arm and waved Jordan over. Jordan, sweetie, come here. Jordan put the book down on the couch and walked over to the side of the bed. Harvey reached to hold Jordan's hand. I was really happy the first time when you wait, what? I was really happy the first time you woke up. What is he talking about? Oh, he woke up again before this? I was also really scared. You didn't respond. You weren't aware of things. You looked... Jordan laughed, but it was strained. He took a breath to try to calm himself. You looked right at me, and then you closed your eyes again. Harvey felt pain in his chest. He tightened his grip on Jordan's hands. I'm awake now. I'm right here. I know. It was just... I missed you, Joggy. Harvey smiled. I really need to learn Korean one of these days. Jordan stifled a laugh past the tightness in his throat. Aww. Harvey pulled Jordan closer to him. Jordan closed his eyes and they both rested their foreheads together. Thank you. Jordan opened his eyes but didn't move away. For what? For being here. For staying with me. Uh-oh. Harvey gently pulled Jordan closer to him, closing the already small distance with a kiss. Ah, 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 ah. What the F is going on in here? Hey, Mom! I see where we get that hair from, Mom! Wait, is that Mom? No, that's our sister. Never mind, our mom is dead. My mom is dead. Jordan stopped the kiss the moment he heard that voice. Harvey tried to keep holding Jordan's hand, but Jordan pulled away as he sat back. It was all the Korean boy, Dad. He used his Asian powers on me. I'm not gay. Harvey looked over to find his father standing in the room with his sister a few feet behind him. Cheryl, did you drag me here to humiliate me? Oops. No, Dad, this... Harvey's dad turned away from Cheryl. He stormed over to Harvey and Jordan, standing on the other side of the bed from Jordan. He shouted at Jordan in an accusatory tone. Who the hell are you, and what did you do to my son? I didn't. We were just... Sorry, Harvey. Looks like I won't be able to milk your balls today. Jordan stumbled back in surprise and stammered, clearly intimidated by that man screaming at him. Just, seriously guys, just think, it's been weeks since he's unloaded. Dad, stop yelling at Jordan. He did nothing wrong. Jordan, is that what this... Is that what this cigarette... Do not finish that sentence. Honey. Harvey's dad looked away from Jordan and glared at Harvey. Harvey glared back, anger boiling in his eyes. I did not raise you to be like this. Well, you know what I had to say to that, Dad? You can take your $5 women's t-shirt back to Target, okay? You can just walk your ass out of here and go back to the return aisle. Does Harvey try to calm down his father or argue with his dad? This is only the second choice in the entire game. Argue. Harvey felt his hands ball into fists. He tried to calm down, but he was so angry, he was yelling now. You barely raised me at all, and don't think I don't know you buy women's jeans too. Look at those things. Harvey's dad went silent. His eyes had an intensity that was hard to read. You're not my son. Good. I'm glad. Harvey's dad reached for the watch on his wrist. He unhooked it and threw it at Jordan. It missed, hitting the wall, shattering on impact. Get out of here, you effing lunatic! Harvey's dad stormed off, each stomp of his foot echoing throughout the room. Cheryl ran past her father over to Jordan's side. She reached down to the ground and picked up the broken watch. Harvey, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have. Cheryl, you better come with me, or I will make your life a living hell. You will wish that. Cheryl gave Harvey a concerned look. What? I'm confused. She has a husband. What power does Daniel have over her? She's out of the house, I'm assuming. Unless she got knocked up while at home and moved in, and her husband moved into the family home. It's okay, go take care of your baby. I love you, sis. I'll be back later. I love you too. Shiro ran after their father as he continued shouting things into the hallway. It was too muffled to hear the specifics until the door flew open. I can't believe he was hiding that bullcrap behind my back. The door slammed closed. Now a clock tower chase section? What, because of the music? Harvey leaned his shoulder against Jordan. I know what I need to do. Jordan tilted his head slightly. I'm gonna go in there, take a pillow, and just end it. No, that's not... That man is... frustrating. But I need to confront him. I need to come to peace with this. If that's what's going to make you feel better, then let's go. The two of them got up from their seats and started walking to the room. Candace and Jess stood outside a hospital room door. The door in the big blue hospital. Well, we got you here. You're about to meet your grandpa. Candace gave Jess a hug. Thank you, Jess. Oops. Did you want to go in alone? The two pulled away from each other. Candace shook her head. You've been with me every step of the way. Candace grabbed Jess's hand and smiled. She tugged his hand slightly and he blushed. Let's go then. Candace poked her head around the door first. An old man was laying in bed. He was awake, looking out the window. On his wrist was an old broken watch. You think you wearing the broken watch means something? Candace pulled Jess in behind her as she quietly stepped into the room. Daniel Chapman? The old man turned his head and looked down at the two children. Yes, and who might you two be? This is Jess. He's my friend. Jess timidly waved his free hand. Sup, sir? And I'm Candace, Chapman. You're my grandpa. Daniel leaned up in his bed to get a closer look at the children. You're my daughter. You're Harvey's girl. Candace nodded. Daniel swallowed hard. Is your dad here? Yeah, Papa and Daddy are talking in the hallway. They sent us ahead. Daniel sighed. Okay, well, I guess we can chat if you want. I can get to know my only granddaughter. Candace and Jess sat in two chairs that were next to the bed. They didn't say anything. Candace wasn't sure what to say. Does it hurt? I mean, you're sick, right? It probably hurts. Daniel chuckled. Sometimes. So, Candace, how old are you? I'm 9, but I'm turning 10 soon. Well, there we go. Age drop. Daniel smiles. Oh yeah, that must be exciting. Yeah, we're planning my birthday party this morning. I'm gonna get lots of presents. When you're better, you can come by and I'll show you what I got. Daniel had a pained smile. Yeah, that could be fun. Why don't you go ahead and tell me about your party? Candace, still holding Jess's hand, started to go into an imaginative explanation. Occasionally, she lifted Jess's hand up and around in her gesturing. Jess smiled and let her swing his hand around in the air. Harvey and Jordan stood outside the room. Harvey heard his daughter explain her unrealistic birthday plans to his dad. It surprised Harvey when he heard his dad asking questions, taking an active part in the discussion. Then she told Daniel a joke, and the room broke out in laughter. Harvey stood in the doorway, watching everyone get along. Jordan stood at his side. A slight smile creeped onto Harvey's lips. And then his dad, Daniel, noticed him standing in the doorway. Daniel stopped laughing. The room was silent. Daniel and Harvey stared at each other after a moment. Jordan leaned forward. Hey kids, let's go outside. Let's go get some snacks. I saw a vending machine down the hall. Candace and Jess exchanged looks and nodded. She ran to Harvey, jumping up to give him a hug. I love you, Cupcake. He let her down, and the three of them left. Daniel and Harvey were alone. Slowly, Harvey walked into the room and took a seat in one of the chairs. He pulled it up close to the bed. Hey, Daniel. It's been a long time. Yeah. Daniel sighed deeply. It has. You know, I tried to see you multiple times. I know. I. You could have gotten to know what an amazing granddaughter you have. I know. You could have given me a chance, see the kind of man I became. I'm sorry. You're sorry? You're sick and now you're sorry? Daniel looked away from Harvey towards the window. He was silent for a long while. I shouldn't have treated you the way that I did. You shouldn't have. And more importantly, you shouldn't have treated Jordan the way you did. Daniel nodded. I know. I can't change what I did in the past. Harvey took a second to breathe to calm himself. Who breaks the silence? So, that was, that man who was standing next to you. What should I call him? Jordan. You can use his name. So you two are, We're together. And you love him? A smile broke through on Harvey's stern face. Yeah, with everything I have. Good. He's the best person I've ever known. You know, I tried to see you again. Cheryl invited us for dinner a while back. I wanted to reintroduce you two. You didn't come. Daniel rotated the watch on his wrist. I remember. So much time has passed and Daniel took a deep breath. It would just cause problems. Being around your new family. Harvey followed his dad's gaze outside. Well, you missed out on a lot of stuff. Son, I know. I don't have much time left. But do you think we can catch up? I'd like to hear about what you've been up to. Harvey didn't answer right away. Yeah, sure. The two of them sat there for about an hour. Harvey tried to give plenty of detail, but it was difficult. Daniel missed out on so much. Did he even deserve the full details after all of that time? Eventually they got to the topic of Candace. That girl has quite the imagination. Harvey smiled. You have no idea. She spends so much of her time writing stories. My girl has worlds inside of her waiting to be written. I wish I had time to read them. Daniel looked down. How much time do you have? Not much. Candace asked me to come by her party, but Harvey nodded. Daniel sighed heavily. It meant a lot to me to meet her. She looks just like your mother when she was that age. She does? Yeah, they have the same smile. I bet she'll be fighting off the boys with a stick in no time. Harvey chuckled a little uncomfortably. That Jess boy, though. What about Jess? You don't see it. See what? Daniel smiled coyly. He was silent for a moment. They sure are the best of friends. Daniel cleared his throat. Harvey, I'm sorry for, well, a lot of things. Mostly how I treated you that night. I still don't know what to think of you and Jordan. I don't think I can agree with that kind of life, but I don't have a whole lot of time left. Daniel reached out with a hand and stroked the broken watch on his wrist. It was the same watch that Harvey gave to his dad many years ago. It was still shattered. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm asking for your forgiveness. Harvey took a deep breath and closed eyes. Does Harvey forgive his dad? I hit yes. Earlier? Alright, kids. He pulled out his wallet and handed them each some cash he had been saving for an emergency. Pick out whatever you want. Candace and Jess both beamed with excitement. Oh boy, I can't wait to get some oxycodone. That's gonna be great. I can't wait to get some morphine. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you. Jess pulled out his backpack for them to pile the candy into. They're still in a hospital. Where are they getting this candy? When they finished, they sat down nearby and Jess started to bite up the candy between the two of them. So, about the race earlier, Alexander showed me that shortcut. So now you're getting advice? Can't win on your own? I win plenty of times without help. I just thought it was a cool shortcut, but I guess it might be cheating. Oh my gosh, you totally cheated, didn't you? No, well, maybe. That shortcut might be out of bounds. That is so unfair. A vending machine? I guess. Yeah. Well, it's not unfair that we both know the shortcut. I'll show you how to do it later. Candace smiled brightly at Jess. Jess blushed. Hey Jess, thank you for everything today. Jess looked up at her. He put her backpack beside them on the bench and grabbed onto her hands. Candace, you're my best friend. You're mine too. You're like... Jess searched for the words he was looking for. Sunshine. Candace giggled. It makes me happy when you smile. Candace just squeezed his hand, causing him to blush harder. What are you doing here? Jordan looked over to see Charlotte Hastings sitting in the room next to them. She was having a serious conversation with one of the doctors. She looked exhausted and her eyes were red and puffy. She obviously wasn't sleeping, and he couldn't blame her. She looked over at Jordan and he waved to her. He could see her wipe her face before she walked over. Jordan, what are you doing here? Hey, Charlotte. Jordan spoke quietly to Charlotte. Harvey's dad is here. He doesn't have very long. Candace hadn't ever met him, and she wanted to meet him while she still had the chance. Oh yeah, it's Daniel, right? I'm sorry to hear that. Jordan nodded. I'm glad she got the chance, though. My oldest was the only one that got to meet my dad, but he was only a baby at the time, so it doesn't really count. Charlotte looked down at a coffee cup that was in her hands. She was shaking. Jordan wrapped an arm around her and pulled her into a side hug. So, how's the little guy doing? Peanut is... Her voice stopped. Samson is... It's okay. It's okay. It isn't, though. Jordan, I don't want to say goodbye to him. It's not fair. He's going to pull through this. I'm telling you, that little guy is going to fight. He's going to win. Charlotte looked at Jordan with wide eyes, but then she buried her head into his chest and started to silently sob. I'm sorry. It's just been a hard day. Jordan patted her on the back. We're here for you. You know that, right? I know. Harvey turned the corner to find everyone there. He walked up to an exhausted-looking Charlotte and offered her a hug, which she gladly accepted. Hey, Charlotte, it's good to see you. Hi, Harvey. How are you doing? It's been a weird day, but I'm good. I'm with you on that one. I should be heading back. I need to be there for him. From up close, Harvey could see the signs of someone at the end of their rope. He's going to make it, Charlotte, he is. Charlotte gave Harvey a sad smile. He's going to make it because he's as tough as his mom is. Jordan looked at Harvey. The two of them seemed to communicate without words. Do you have everything you need? My other two are having a sleepover at their cousin, Liz's house. I picked up some food on the way here, so I'm good. Charlotte looked back towards the open door to Samson's room. Thank you for the offer, though. I mean it. Jordan smiled and Harvey patted a hand on her shoulder. You can call us anytime. Say hi to Howard and the kids for us. Charlotte nodded to both of them as she turned to leave. She found Candace and Jess standing right behind her. Papa, can the Hastings family come to my birthday? Candace stood in front of Harvey trying to look as cute as possible. It was working. Well, we don't want to bother them. They're very busy people. Candace turned to Charlotte. Can they come to my party? Please? An unexpected sunny smile crept onto Charlotte's face. She broke out in laughter and she kept laughing. Eventually she was crying and laughing. And then Jess was laughing awkwardly with her. She cried and laughed until her cheeks were flush. Thank you, Candace. I can't wait to go to your party. We'll be there. Charlotte leaned down and gave Candace a hug. She waved goodbye and walked back into Samson's hospital room. Candace and Jess looked up to Jordan and Harvey. Is Mrs. Hastings going to be alright? Jordan nodded. What she's dealing with, it's hard. Harder than any game you've ever played. But she's the strongest woman I know. She'll make it. Yeah, she'll make it. I guess that's the ending. That was a really cute game. Yeah. I loved the 3D models. They were really cute. And yeah. It was nice. I almost started crying during it, but I don't know if you could tell. But then I sort of held back my tears. You know. Didn't want to cry on stream. Oh my gosh, look at the poor child. Yeah, this was much better than the intro screen with the awful, scratchy, bad quality piano music led me to believe. That's... yeah. But awful, terrible quality piano music really undersold this game. Candace's birthday party was perfect. Oops, where did I click? Sure, they couldn't make some of the more unrealistic ideas work out, but that didn't matter. Candace was enjoying the time she was spending with her friends. She looked so happy. Harvey watched the kids in the yard as he spoke quietly. How's the little guy doing? Things are getting better. That's good to hear. He's not going to get a normal childhood. He'll be sick the rest of his life, but you were right. He's a tough kid. Jordan and Harvey didn't know what to say. This party is really nice, you guys. The kids are having a blast. Charlotte was looking at Samson. He was sitting down in a shady part of the yard, bent over a coloring book. Candace and Jess had sat down next to him and the three of them were talking. Charlotte couldn't hear what they were talking about, but when Samson started to roar with laughter at a joke that made Jess... Wait. They started to roar at laughter at a joke that Jess made. She felt a certain joy that she truly thought she'd lost. Oh, I don't know what happened with that sentence. That's the first time he's laughed like that in, well, probably since before he was in the hospital. We're happy for you guys. It's nice to see him enjoying his life again. He gets to act his age now. I know. Charlotte had tears in her eyes, but her smile was ear to ear. His sister's going to be pulling him into her shenanigans any day now. The kids are pointing at the open coloring book, laughing together at something Charlotte couldn't see. Thank you for not giving up on us. Charlotte took a deep breath. I don't think we would have made it through this without you too. We didn't really do anything. We just wanted to be there for you. Charlotte smiled. Well, either way, thank you. One of the other children started to yell loudly. Charlotte's eyes immediately shot over to her daughter. She got up from her seat and hurriedly rushed over. Heather, what are you doing with Alex's piece of cake? Harvey and Jordan smiled as they watched Charlotte talk to her daughter. Did you know that Candace invited my dad to this party? She did? Jordan took a moment to respond. I know that you haven't been wanting me to talk about it. I just want to be here for you after everything that happened. I am, I just... You know, I didn't expect to miss him, but I kinda do. Jordan reached over and wrapped an arm around Harvey's shoulder. It's okay. I feel bad. Like I could have done something more, or at least forgiven him earlier. Jordan held his hand but didn't say anything. I don't know. I guess he would have been too stubborn to accept it. I'm sure I would have been too. You know, he asked me to forgive him and I said I did. But I don't think I believed it at the time. I was still really angry with everything he did when I was younger, and how he treated you that night. I'm just realizing now that when I forgave him, I really meant it. I'm proud of you. I know it wasn't easy to forgive him. It wasn't. But I couldn't let him go. I couldn't let him go without forgiving him. He wasn't a good dad. He wasn't even really a nice person, but he didn't deserve to go with me hating him. And I don't know if I can say I loved him, but I do miss him. So he's dead now? Harvey watched his daughter laughing loudly at a joke that Jess told her. I've been thinking about something for a while. Jordan leaned his head on Harvey's shoulder. About what? When the kids ran off towards the hospital, I didn't know what I would have done if something happened to them. Jordan nodded and waited for Harvey to continue. So I've been thinking about maybe teaching self-defense. Self-defense? Yeah, my knee's been feeling 100% for years. It feels like I never got injured. Remember how I took a couple of years of Kenpo in college? It's been a while. Yeah, but I remember it all. Sure, nothing happened this time while the kids were gone, but I just want them to be able to protect themselves. Jordan thought to himself for a moment. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot, actually. Harvey smiled at Jordan. The two leaned in and rested their heads together. They watched the kids laugh and play, hopeful for the future. Alright, well, that was... Thank you. That was... What is this game called? Make it last while you can. Very good game, very emotional. Like I said, I held back my tears so I wouldn't cry on stream. It was really nice to see someone that looked like me in a visual novel. That was exciting. That'll never happen again. Very nice to see all sorts of shades and colors in this. A little disappointed that there were so many heterosexuals, but that's fine, I guess. Whatever. We didn't need any of those heterosexuals, honestly. But yeah, that was really powerful. That was a really powerful game. I loved it. I loved it. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Should I quickly go back and see if any of the other choices meant anything? I mean, I don't see why not. What will he say if we say ignore it? I don't know. Harvey scooted his chair back a bit. Well, it was only a matter of time. Harvey got up from the table with a folder in his hands. Did you want to go see him? I need to put this away. Harvey. No. From the other room, Harvey opened up... Okay, that's just repeated now. Okay. Well, let's see what he says if we try to calm him down. Dad, I'm sorry. We can talk through this. I can dump this. I can dump this Asian femboy. Don't worry. I'll put this all behind us. I'm sure if you took the chance to get to know what's going on and who Jordan is. Harvey's dad gave an icy cold stare to Jordan for a split second when Harvey mentioned Jordan's name. I don't know what this is. And I don't want to know. Harvey's dad reached for the wrist? Okay. Alright. And let's see what this choice is about. What if Harvey breaks the silence? Dad, there's been something eating away at me for years. Me too. Harvey looked down at his hands. Dad, why weren't you there for her? For Mom, who died? She went through so much pain and... He wanted to say more, but his chest tightened. He wanted to yell. Your mom and I... We were barely together for those last few years. I was a pretty terrible husband. I made a lot of mistakes. Daniel gritted his teeth. When the cancer started to eat away at her, she wasn't the same woman that I fell in love with. I guess I wasn't the same man either. Harvey felt numb listening to his father. So you ignored the messages on our answering machine when I called you? You left your children to watch their mother die alone? Harvey's face twitched. Where were you exactly? I want to know exactly where you were. 5 inches inside of a Thai hooker, what does it matter? Daniel took a deep breath. I, got your messages. We had drifted so far apart by then. I'm sure she didn't want me there. I actually started driving down there. Down the street from the hospital, a couple blocks away. There was Martin's pub. I could never stay away from that place. Harvey felt his breath hitch in his chest. He could feel his anger boiling, but he pushed it down. I always had a feeling, but I needed to know. She didn't want me there anyways. Harvey didn't speak or nod. He just followed his dad's gaze outside. Son, I know I don't have much time left, but do you think we can catch up? I think that's repeated now. Okay. Let's skip ahead a little bit. We have one more choice. Did Harvey forgive his dad? No. I don't know what that's gonna change. Let's skip ahead. See if it changed anything. Or maybe it's just more of an emotional choice. Just for the player. Well, there's no way to skip through this, so enjoy it. Whose birthday is it? Killer Viper? How old are you now, Killer Viper? I hope you're at least 19. Because if you are younger than that and watching my channel, you know, a little wag of my finger to you. So how old are you, Killer Viper? Tell me. Let's hear it. 13. Oh. Lord. Why are you being so silent, Viper? Huh? Why are you being so silent? Oh god, it's the truth, isn't it? Ain't it? You're 13. Oh Lord. Oh god. Well, you're not allowed on Twitter. You're not allowed on my Twitter. You're certainly not allowed there. Not allowed on any of those videos. Not allowed anywhere near those. You can watch this, though. This is age appropriate. Maybe I should drop the Taida jokes, though. Okay, something new. I still hate him, even if I do miss him. Does that make me a bad person? No, of course not. Why am I doing the same voice for them now? I feel so bitter. I'm still mad, and he's not even around anymore. It's like I'm angry at nothing. It makes me feel like a child, but... Does somebody like that even deserve forgiveness? Somebody who's only a father in technicality? Who's only a husband in technicality? Does he deserve forgiveness? I don't know. Whatever happens, don't let me end up like him. I want to be there for our little girl. I don't care who she falls in love with, as long as they treat her right. Nope, I care. She's only allowed to fall in love with another woman. Lesbian rights. I don't care what career she takes, as long as she loves what she does. A lesbian dominatrix. Only acceptable career for my daughter. No matter what, I want to be there for her, all of it. Even if I disagree, I want to support her. Harvey watched his daughter laughing loudly at a joke that Jess told her. I've been thinking about something for a while. Jordan leaned his head on Harvey's shoulder. About what? Oh, this is the same stuff again. Alright, well that's it. Those are all the different choices. That's the whole game. We did it. It's all done. It's all gone. Well done, everyone. We did it together. We did it together. Alright, so now I really hope you enjoyed watching me play through this game. Kuro's the dad who cheers for his daughter in the strip club. Well, yeah, gotta support your girl, get those dollar bills. Gotta support that girl. Oh, and look, the menu screen's at nighttime now, instead of... It was like daytime before. That's symbolic.